we need to bring nutrition to the forefront of everyone's mind, including athletes, because what you put in your body before, during, and after will dictate how well you perform. There is no question about it. Back in the days, we used to have to feed athletes every 15 or 20 minutes. Now we're with simple sugar-based products, which would upset their stomachs, it would produce GI distress. Now with the product Generation UCAN and the SuperStarch that is contained in it, what we see is we don't have to dose for about an hour to 90 minutes, no GI distress at all, complete blood sugar stabilization, and again, more importantly for athletes, it stabilizes their energy levels so they can perform and they don't have to worry about their nutrition anymore. They can actually focus on performing instead of about the calories going in their body. Usually with shorter distance races, usually under 2 or 3 hours, we don't have to dose during. So what I have athletes do is they take 1 or 2 Generation UCAN packets, 30 to 60 minutes before the event starts. They have water, maybe again some electrolytes during. Call it good. That's all they need. Now for the longer distance races, what I'm seeing is dosing about every 60 to 90 minutes. And the 60 to 90 depends on how efficient they are at using their body fat stores before they go in. So obviously the more efficient you are at using fat, you can prolong the use of UCAN. So you can do Generation UCAN every 90 minutes. Now if you're kind of used to, or if you're kind of new to metabolic efficiency, I start using Generation UCAN with these athletes about every hour. We have almost unlimited fat stores in our body, and we have very, very limited carbohydrate stores. So we have enough carbohydrate stores to probably fuel about 2 to 3 hours worth of moderate intense exercise. On the fat store side of things, we could probably fuel in upwards of 8 to 10 Ironman races, which are anywhere between 10 and 17-hour events. So we've got enough fat stores in our body. The whole concept of metabolic efficiency is teaching the body to use more of the fat stores and actually preserve those carbohydrate stores. So instead of the traditional feed your body carbohydrate, burn carbohydrate, have to refeed carbohydrate every 15 to 20 minutes, what we're seeing with metabolic efficiency is with a small change in an athlete's nutrition plan, with using Generation UCAN at the same time to fuel them, we see an enhanced ability to utilize or to burn fat. Back in the days in sport nutrition, we used to recommend anywhere between 250 and about 350 calories consumed per hour. So athletes would run, they'd bike, they'd swim, they'd do whatever, and they'd eat anywhere between about 250 and 350 calories an hour of simple sugars. Now what I've seen with Generation UCAN is once we make that athlete metabolically efficient, using Generation UCAN, we can get those hourly calories down anywhere between about 40 to 100 calories an hour. So you look at it's a huge bang for your buck. You don't have to keep refeeding. You don't have the worry of, oh my gosh, am I getting the right amount of calories in? Generation UCAN makes it easy as long as your body's knowing how to burn that fat. So I was used to doing Ironman races of putting some type of gel or bar or sport drink in my body about every 20 to 30 minutes to get the sugars in, and I would always pay for it because I've got a very sensitive stomach and it would produce GI distress. What I found with the SuperStarch was about every 60 to 75 minutes, that's when I would start taking doses of that, and what I found is, in most of my training is done at altitude, it's done on very mountainous, hilly terrain. What I found was my energy levels actually were sustained. I never had crashes, I never had ups and downs, and most importantly for me, because of my sensitive stomach, I never experienced a lick of GI distress at all. It's taking the athletes who used to throw up and have a lot of vomiting and nausea and GI distress, it's taking them from a state of I can't compete anymore to I can compete, because now I don't have to worry about my gut. Revolutionary, it's a strong word. I think it completely fits with the Generation UCAN message, mission, and product. It is completely revolutionizing the way I've worked with athletes in the past 2 to 3 years. It's completely changing sport dietitian, coaches, athletes thinking of how do I fuel my body. It's throwing sport nutrition upside down right now. I've got hundreds of athletes that I've put through Generation UCAN. I know it works. I know how it works. I've got nutrient timing systems. It's not that we don't know it works, it's more of the effect of educating people of how to use the product and why to use the product.